Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary fellas. It's your boy, T-Rex Man 269, and today we're gonna be talking about my opinion on Gidorah designs, and I'm gonna rank them from worst to best. Again, as always, this video is 100% subjective. This is my opinion, and there is a big chance you'll disagree, and that's completely fine. You can share your opinion in the comment section, and I would love to read it. So without further ado, let's begin. Starting out the video with a controversy from the very beginning. Yeah, Mecha King Gidorah is my least favorite design. I don't hate Mecha King Gidorah. There's not a single Gidorah design that I hate. I just don't really care about it. I don't hate it, I'm just neutral to it. And this is one of the very few Gidorah designs that I'm just so completely neutral to. It's just not really my thing, and I would have preferred Gidorah as a full-on cyborg. There are a few reasons why I'm not a big fan of it. He doesn't feel like an actual cyborg, he feels like he's wearing a vest. He looks like he's wearing like clothes, he doesn't feel like an actual cyborg with the exception of the head. And even the head is kind of weird looking. His eyes are facing forward and they're very circular, so his middle head looks very goofy. So overall, this Gidorah design just doesn't feel very intimidating, he's just kinda goofy. I still appreciate the idea of a cyborg Gidorah, but this design just isn't one of my favorites. Next we have Showa Gidorah. And yeah, I have the same problems with Showa Gidorah. He's just goofy, he's not intimidating. In the Showa era he's presented as this planet-destroying demon, this horrifying monstrosity that is stronger than any other kaiju in the verse, even Godzilla. And yes, he is undeniably extremely strong and can destroy planets and stars and stuff, but he doesn't feel intimidating. He's supposed to be intimidating, but he just doesn't feel intimidating. I do appreciate that this design was kind of like the blueprint for every other design to come, but personally I think it's kind of overrated and it's one of my least favorite designs. Now we have the Gidorah from Godzilla the Ride. Well, I don't know, this design is just really weird. I don't know, something about it feels kind of wrong to me. Maybe it's his chest, because his chest is way too pronounced. I guess they made it like this so it would be kind of like birds, because birds have this bone called sternum, which makes them more aerodynamic and allows them to fly better. And maybe that's why they made his chest so pronounced. So, you know, this Gidorah would be more realistic. But it just kind of ruins the aesthetic and it looks kind of weird. And another thing that I'm not a big fan of are the arms. The arms attached to the wings just doesn't really work for Gidorah. It would have been okay if he had like tiny fingers, I guess, but these fingers are way too big and it just looks kind of weird. Still, I do appreciate aspects of this Gidorah. I really like his skin texture and the way his heads look. He looks like something out of How to Train Your Dragon. It's a very unique design and I really appreciate it. It's definitely inspired by the Monsterverse design, but even though it clearly takes a lot of inspiration from the Monsterverse design, it also does its own thing, and that makes it pretty unique. Yes, I do have some problems with it, but overall I like this design. Next we have the Heisei design, and it's probably the most iconic Gidorah design out there. For many people, myself included, this is the Gidorah design that comes first to mind when you think about Gidorah. But I don't have that much to say about it. Yes, it's really iconic and it's definitely a huge step up from the Showa design, but it's just okay. It's a good design objectively, but it's nothing mind-blowing, so yeah, I don't have that much to say about it. So yeah, moving on. Now we have Shin Gidorah from Godzilla vs. Evangelion the Ride. And yes, I did mention Evangelion in this video. Are you happy now? Okay, now let's talk about the design. It's really interesting, it looks very mystical. I like how it has these wide pupilless eyes, kind of like GMK Godzilla. This is a very mystical and ancient looking Ghidorah. He kind of looks like Japanese Oni or yokai or whatever. It looks awesome, honestly. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I think it's a great design. I love the skin texture of it. Now it's time for Kaiser Ghidorah. I really like this Ghidorah design. I love some aspects of this design, but I also dislike some aspects of it. The first things I really appreciate about it is its coloration. It looks awesome. The combination of this dark blue, almost purple color with gold, it looks so majestic. He feels royal and he feels so intimidating. I love his roars and I love how all three of his heads look different from one another. He's a really intimidating looking Ghidorah. He truly feels evil and intimidating. However, I do have some problems with it. First of all, its wings are way too small, and I don't know, it just looks pathetic with so small wings. If it had like huge wings, it would have looked a lot better. I also think it's a little too bulky. So yeah, it's not a perfect design, but I still really appreciate it. On number 6 I have Cretaceous Ghidorah. Now this Ghidorah feels very ancient and medieval, I guess. He looks awesome. I love his skin texture. He looks like an actual medieval dragon. Unlike most Ghidorahs that are really bulky and muscular, he's kind of frail and agile. He's kind of a femboy Ghidorah. But that's explainable because it's a juvenile, well, not a juvenile, but a teenage Gidorah. He's not fully grown yet. And later on in this video, you'll see what he turns into. So yeah, he's kind of a twink, but I like him a lot. He looks cool, I appreciate him, and he's one of my favorite Ghidorah designs. On number 5, I got Monsterverse Ghidorah. He used to be my favorite designs, but now I think a few other designs are better. But I still really appreciate this design. In general, I'm not a big Monsterverse fan. I don't really like the movies and the majority of the designs. But Monsterverse Ghidorah is surprisingly really good. They absolutely nailed Ghidorah. He looks like something out of Game of Thrones. He looks really intimidating, and I love him. I love his roar, I love how menacing he looks. It's just a really menacing and evil looking Gidorah, and I just really appreciate this design. On number 4 I got GMK Gidorah, or Spirit Gidorah as I like to call him. He's awesome, and he's the only good Gidorah. He's the only version of Gidorah who is a good guy. So kinda like Mothra and Baragon and even Godzilla in this film, he's kinda like this spiritual entity. I love the way his heads look. He kinda has like cat heads. They look very cat-like, and that's very interesting. It looks very cool. He is very different from all other Ghidorahs, and I'm not just talking about, the fact that he's a good guy, but also the way his design looks. He's both very different, but also very familiar. My number 3 pick is Des Ghidorah, or Dev Ghidorah as he's also known. I love this thing. He's like a better version of Kaiser Ghidorah. He looks awesome. I love his coloration. He has the best coloration of all of the Ghidorahs. I like to call him Death Metal Ghidorah because look at him. He's so edgy and badass, and I just love the combination of gray, this dark gray color, along with red. I really want to see more black and red Ghidorahs because that would be awesome. He looks awesome. He kind of feels like a fan design. I love this thing. He's like a better version of Kaiser Gidorah. I just love this thing so much. My number 2 pick is Grand King Ghidorah, who is the adult version of Cretaceous Ghidorah. For some reason, when I was little, I didn't like this design. I don't know why. This design is awesome. I guess I was just really dumb when I was little, I don't know. But I love this thing so much. He's basically Everything good about the Heisei design cracked up to 11. This thing is phenomenal, I love it so much, it feels so ancient and mystical. And I just really like the progression of Cretaceous Ghidorah, who has this mystical vibe to him, but he's also like more frail and agile. And now we have the adult Grand King Ghidorah, who is this absolutely intimidating badass, and I just love this thing so much. It's just phenomenal, it's fantastic, I love it. And my number one favorite Ghidorah is Void Ghidorah. He is so freaking awesome. I love this thing. I love the multiple eyes and the way his necks basically stretch for infinity. And I just love how he's implemented in the anime trilogy. He is this Lovecraftian abomination. Like, he dismembers people from a different dimension. This is so horrifying and disturbing, and I love it. This is the only straight up scary Ghidorah. The other ones were intimidating, but this one is just so menacing and intimidating and scary. I love this guy. He is just so disturbing, the way he breaks the rules of physics and all the weird stuff that he does. Like the way, as I said, dismembers people and vehicles and monsters from a different dimension. The way that the version we see of him on screen isn't even his true form, is his avatar, his shadow basically, and the real version of him, his true form, is this outer versal Lovecraftian god that is immortal. This is so fascinating. I just love this design. I love the design, I love its abilities, its origins. It's the most alien and outer-worldly Ghidorah design of all time, in my opinion. I know many people dislike this design, but personally I think it's fantastic. And that's my pick. This is my Ghidorah list, from my least favorite design to my most favorite design. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!